According to the Bible's writings in Daniel, Revelation, and Ezekiel, Jesus warned John about two major events that must occur before his return. The first event is the rise of a worldwide beast-like false religion, led by a false prophet that deceives the world and claims to be peaceful but promotes false doctrines. This religious system has a distinctive mark and sets up an image to be honored. It is associated with a great city on 7 mountains that rules over the kings of the earth. This false religion that Jesus warned about is believed to be Islam. In order to understand Jesus's warning about the monster in the image, let's consider the question, what does Jesus strongly warn against in relation to the Islamic beast and its Kaaba image? The answer is not avoiding meat, bowing to the Kaaba black stone, learning a new language, or planting trees. The Bible tells us that the false prophet sets up an image to honor the beast. In Islam, it is known that the Prophet Muhammad set up the black stone in the Kaaba in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. This is the image that Jesus warned about, and it is believed that the beast's spirit dwells in the Kaaba. Muslims view Jesus as a prophet in the Quran, not as God or the Son of God. They deny many things about God that the Bible mentions. According to the Quran, Jesus, known as the Messiah, is one of the greatest Muslim prophets sent to the Israelites. Muslims believe that Jesus was a servant and prophet of God, sent to guide the children of Israel, teaching them the Torah and the Gospel. However, the Quran states that the original holy scriptures of Jesus are not available today. It is prophesied in Islamic belief that when the Mahdi, the guided one, comes, he will uncover copies of the Torah and the Gospel and use them to debate with Jews and Christians, leading them to accept Islam. The Quran also mentions that Jesus foretold the coming of a prophet named Ahmad, which is one of the names of Prophet Muhammad. However, Christians have changed and mistranslated this word to mean comforter, so as not to identify Muhammad as the last true prophet of God. Similarly, during the time of Jesus, even the Jews denied him and did not consider him a prophet. They attributed his miracles to magic and even denied his miraculous birth. This goes against both Christian and Muslim teachings. According to the Quran, Jesus was born miraculously without a father from a chaste and pious woman. However, he was still seen as the servant and prophet of God, not his son. The Quran differs from the Christian belief regarding the crucifixion of Jesus. According to Islamic belief, Jesus was not crucified. Instead, one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, betrayed him and showed his hiding place to his enemies. Before they could capture Jesus, God raised him to the heavens. In his place, God made Judas Iscariot's appearance resemble Jesus, and it was Judas who was captured and crucified, while people mistakenly believed it was Jesus. Muslims also believe in the return of Jesus in the end times, where he will pray behind the Mahdi. However, it is important to note that the Islamic perspective on Jesus differs from what is depicted in the Bible. The significance of the black stone in Mecca and its relation to Islamic worship cannot be ignored. In the book of Revelation, it is mentioned that the beast, which was once present, then disappeared, and will come up out of the abyss. The inhabitants of the earth will be astonished when they see the beast, as it will have such great power that no one can oppose it. The black stone of Mecca holds extreme significance to Muslims, as it is believed to be Allah's right hand on earth. Muslims must touch the stone at least once in their lifetime to be considered worthy of entering paradise. Statue worship, including worship of stone statues, is strictly forbidden in the Holy Scriptures. However, throughout history, forced worship of statues was common in different cultures, including in Old Testament times and during the New Testament era. Both the Catholic Church and Islam have associations with statues. The Vatican has ties to the black stone, and Muslims, as well as Buddhists and Hindus, consider statues significant in their worship. It is important to note that the worship of statues is not in alignment with the teachings of the Bible. There are false prophets who claim that the image of the beast will be an artificial intelligence-generated hologram. However, this theory ignores the fact that the first beast and the second beast, the two popes, are both associated with demonic entities. The image itself, therefore, is also believed to be demonic, rather than purely electronic. Islamic prophecy, as well as the religious history of Syria, Saudi Arabia, and Rome, emphasizes the importance of the black stone of Mecca to Muslims. Muslims pray towards Mecca and consider touching the black stone a significant act of worship. In summary, according to some interpretations, Jesus' warning about the rise of the beast and the image in the end times is believed to be a reference to a worldwide false religion led by a false prophet. This religion is associated with a great city on 7 mountains and has a distinctive mark and an image to be honored. Some believe that this false religion is Islam, and the image referred to is the black stone in the Kaaba in Mecca. However, it is important to note that interpretations of religious prophecies can vary, and different individuals and religious groups may have different understandings of these teachings. Muslims believe that the black stone of Mecca has the power to forgive sins and heal the blind and the lame. However, Christians believe that only Jesus has the ability to offer forgiveness, healing, and salvation. The Bible emphasizes the unique role of Jesus Christ as the cornerstone and the sole means of redemption. In contrast, the Quran and Islamic traditions may attribute special qualities to the black stone, but Christians look to Jesus as the ultimate source of these spiritual blessings. Islam officially declares that Jesus is not the Son of God, which contradicts the biblical definition of the Antichrist. The Antichrist, according to the Bible, is the one who denies that Jesus is the Christ. Islam, therefore, fits the description of the beast and false prophet in the Bible more closely than any other religion. Throughout history, Islam has been associated with violence, conquest, and persecution of Christians and Jews. Millions of Christians have suffered and died under Islamic rule, and this violence continues in various parts of the world today, such as Egypt, Iraq, Syria, Nigeria, and Sudan. For centuries, Muslims from North Africa captured and enslaved Europeans and Americans, raiding coastal towns and forcibly converting people to Islam. Islam has left a trail of bloodshed, suffering, and destruction unlike any other ideology in history. The spread of Islam has been marked by a deep hatred for Christians and Jews, making it a violent and fascist religion. Muslims believe that a Muslim man, known as the Mahdi, will arise during a time of great tribulation and conquer the entire world, ruling for 7 years. This figure bears resemblance to the Antichrist described in Christian beliefs. Islam also teaches that Jesus will return to earth before the day of judgment, but his purpose will be to destroy the cross and eradicate Christianity. This Islamic version of Jesus deceives people with miracles and promotes the worship of the beast. In the book of Revelation, the person who deceived others is referred to as Muhammad. The beast represents the bishops of Rome, and the main image is the black stone in Mecca. Those who worship the beast and its image will face God's wrath, while those who refuse to worship them will face the wrath of the Antichrist. Muslims have been taught that the one God of Abraham is not a triune God and has not become incarnate among humans. They have been led to believe that the Bible has been altered and is not reliable. However, the truth is that the Bible text is reliable and true. Jesus himself said that if we remain in him and his words remain in us, we can ask for anything, and it will be done for us. Jesus hears the prayers of those who believe in him, and the Bible provides signs and messages from God to guide us. It is important to pray for Muslims to experience the transforming power of the Holy Spirit and come to a deeper understanding of God's love and the reality of Jesus Christ. Prayers are needed for Muslims to have open hearts and minds, to encounter the gospel, and to find Christian friends who can share the message of salvation. Unity, peace, understanding, tolerance, and respect among all people, regardless of religious differences, are also essential. As believers await the glorious return of Jesus, they find strength and encouragement in the knowledge that only he has the power to overcome the forces of darkness. The defeat of the malevolent entity represented by the beast is ultimately in the hands of Jesus. The victory over sin and death rests in the assurance that Jesus will triumph over every opposing force. Christians remain steadfast in their faith, knowing that the promises of Jesus are true and unwavering. The significance of the black stone. The black stone is a revered object in Islam, believed to have been given to Prophet Abraham by the angel Gabriel. It is set into the eastern corner of the Kaaba in Mecca. Muslims believe that the stone holds spiritual power and that touching or kissing it during the Hajj pilgrimage or Umrah brings blessings. However, it is important to note that the stone itself does not possess any inherent power or ability to grant forgiveness or healing. These beliefs are based on Islamic traditions and interpretations. Islamic views on Jesus. Islam reveres Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, as a prophet and a messenger of God. However, Islamic teachings differ from Christian beliefs regarding Jesus' divinity and his role as the Savior. Muslims consider Jesus to be a human being and reject the concept of the Trinity. According to Islam, Jesus was not crucified but was raised to heaven by God before his enemies could harm him. Islam teaches that Jesus will return to earth in the future as a just ruler and judge. Differences in religious practices. Islam and Christianity have distinct rituals, practices, and theological beliefs. Muslims engage in daily prayers, observe fasting during Ramadan, give alms, and perform the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca. Christianity, on the other hand, focuses on faith in Jesus Christ, baptism, partaking in the Eucharist, also known as communion or the Lord's Supper, and living a life of love and obedience to God. These differences reflect varying interpretations of religious teachings and traditions. Historical conflicts and interfaith relations. Throughout history, there have been periods of tension and conflicts between Muslims and Christians. These conflicts have often been influenced by political, social, and cultural factors alongside religious differences. It is important to recognize that these conflicts do not represent the beliefs and attitudes of all Muslims or Christians. Interfaith dialogue and efforts to foster understanding, respect, and peaceful coexistence are essential for promoting harmony among different religious communities. The importance of prayer and dialogue. Christians are encouraged to pray for Muslims and engage in respectful dialogue with them. It is through open and compassionate conversations that individuals can share their faith, perspectives, and experiences, fostering mutual understanding and building bridges of friendship. Prayer plays a vital role in seeking God's guidance, transformation, and reconciliation between different faith communities.